The year is 1988, and the air is thick with the electrifying beats of Run DMC, Salt and Pepper, and LL Cool J. Every street corner boasts kids flaunting their new Adidas tracksuits, complete with fresh Kangol hats perched jauntily on their heads. My name is Dennis, but they call me The Rock in my hood. My rap name, of course. In our tight-knit neighborhood, rap battles are the heartbeat of our culture, and I'm the king of those battles. My love affair with rapping ignited the moment I caught LL Cool J on MTV, his charisma wrapping around me like his signature gold chains. When I first saw him crush it with his latest hit, the way he commanded the stage left me wide-eyed and inspired. My mind raced as I experimented with my own flows, sharpening my skills year after year. By the time I reached middle school, I had connected with Chuck and Jug, two other kids who shared my passion. We'd often gather in the back of the school, each of us trying to out-rap the other. One fateful day, I arrived early, caught up in thoughts of a fly girl from my class. As I was lost in my daydreams, Chuck burst into the hallway, his energy like a tidal wave, followed closely by Adrian, our resident beatboxer. "Adrian, give me a beat!" Chuck shouted, his voice echoing through the empty corridors. Adrian responded with a rhythmic hum, soon transforming into captivating beats that ricocheted off the walls like they were alive. Suddenly, the hallway felt like a concert venue, filled with excitement. Kids began trickling in from the classrooms, drawn by the infectious sounds of Chuck's rap. I was still trying to shake off the sleepiness, caught completely off guard. I hadn't prepared anything new this morning. No fresh lyrics, just the pressure building inside me. As Chuck dropped his bars, I felt my confidence waver. Man, this guy was getting intense, his rhymes hit like punches, and I thought, Chuck's got me this time. When Chuck finally finished, the buzzing crowd turned their eyes to me, a wave of anticipation hanging in the air. When Chuck finally finished, the buzzing crowd held its breath, a collective pulse of anticipation hanging in the air. I scanned the sea of faces, a 360-degree turn fueling my determination. No choice but to go hard with this freestyle, I thought, adrenaline coursing through my veins. I turned to Adrian, nodding for him to drop that beat. Adrian began beatboxing, his rhythm smooth and laid back, a vibe like a hot truck revving up, but with a chill twist. It was the perfect backdrop, and I stepped in, my bars firing off one after another. The crowd responded with gasps and cheers, fists pumping and mouths wide open, echoing, "Ooh!" with each punchline I delivered, each one aimed squarely at Chuck. Just as the energy reached a fever pitch, the principal stormed into the hallway, her authoritative voice cutting through the hype. "Break it up, everyone. Head to class." As the crowd dispersed, Chuck extended his hand with a grin. "Good one, man. I thought I had you." I smirked, shaking his hand. You know me, always ready. But in my mind, I was buzzing. He had no clue I had freestyled that whole thing. With the momentum still thrumming in my chest, I sprinted to catch up with Mia. "I got you, just slow down," I called, gently grabbing her by the elbow. She turned, giggling. "I didn't know you could rap." "Just a little something something," I shot back, feeling a rush of confidence. Her eyes sparkled as she replied, "You're pretty good." I gave her the classic LL Cool J stare, keeping things playful. "Thanks, Lil Ma." Her smile lighting up the corridor as we approached her classroom. We stood outside her door, leaning into each other's conversation, laughter filling the air. Glancing at the clock, I realized I had only a minute to dash to my class. "I'm gonna walk you to your next one. Wait for me, all right?" "Okay," she replied, her excitement contagious. Remembering the no-running rule in the hallways, weaving through throngs of students. As the 7th period ended, the school bell rang, and our teacher hurriedly reminded us that we needed to reach chapter 5 in our history book for tomorrow's test. A wave of disappointment rippled through the classroom. No one wanted homework that night. I headed to my locker, grabbed my backpack, and slung it over my shoulder, thoughts focused on Mia. Maybe I could walk her home after school today? As I made my way toward her locker, I bumped into Chuck in the hallway. We exchanged handshakes, and he said, "Tomorrow, man, I'll come to school with some fresh new lyrics. Be ready." I smirked and replied, "I'm still gonna win." Chuck laughed, leaning back playfully. "We'll see about that." While we were talking, I spotted Mia approaching. My heart raced. Time to wrap up with Chuck and make my move. Just as I was about to say goodbye to Chuck, I felt a shoulder bump. It was Andre, an 8th grader, flanked by 5 of his friends. "Hey," I heard about what you did this morning, he said with a grin. The whole school's buzzing about that rap battle. Thanks, man, I said, shaking his hand, trying to keep my cool. Suddenly, someone in his crew started beatboxing. Andre broke into an unexpected rap, but it was a slow jam, reminiscent of LL Cool J's I Need Love. As he rapped, he locked eyes with Mia and sang directly to her. My heart sank. Is he really going to serenade her? As the crowd clapped along to his rhythm, I could practically feel my confidence slipping away. I thought, damn, I don't have any slow song material to compete with that, but I can't let him win Mia's heart. With a confident move, he placed his hands around her waist, pulling her closer, the heat of his body radiating into hers. He leaned down, his gaze locking onto hers with an intensity that felt almost magnetic. The familiar melody of LL Cool J's I Need Love, he began to rap softly, adding a romantic echo to the charged atmosphere. Mia felt a wave of warmth wash over her as Andre's deep voice whispered sweet nothings. Stay tuned for Chapter 4. To watch all episodes, in order, go to my channel. See you there. I sized up Andre, then glanced at Mia. She was blushing, clearly captivated as he continued to rap, circling her in a 360-degree sweep, his lyrics designed to charm. Feeling the heat of the moment, I leaned in and whispered to Adrian, I need you to give me a beat. Make it deep to drown out Andre's beatboxer. Adrian nodded, and with a quick nod, he started beatboxing a powerful bass line that echoed down the hallway. Now, Andre's low melody made it sound like he was off-beat, and I had to seize the moment. I stepped in front of Andre, locking eyes with Mia. I want to hold you gentle. As I begin to rap, I want to squeeze you tight, and then I came in with the punchline. I want to make sweet love all through the night, I declared, my voice steady and smooth. I want to caress your body. I want to treat you right. As my lips almost touch her lips, I continue to rap. If I can live forever, be me and you in paradise. As the words flowed from me, a wave of excitement swept through the hallway. I could see Mia's eyes sparkling with interest, and my confidence surged. Andre started to fade into the background, disbelief etched on his face, as if he were realizing this sixth grader was stepping up. Knowing that you care and the love that you're giving, I fall into a deep sleep in a new dimension, I continued. Adrian joined in with a smooth melody, adding a snare and humming. The crowd erupted, kids cheering and clapping wildly. Mia was smiling, fully engaged, and I felt like I had her heart. With a strong second verse, I picked up where I left off. I wake up, you laying next to me. I lean to my left, and I caress your body. I suck on your neck and move down below. Put my head between your thighs and give you the business like you never had before. I could hear girls whispering, wow! Everyone was stunned by my boldness. At that moment, the energy of the hallway shifted. Laughter and applause filled the air as the atmosphere turned electric. As we walked home, our neighborhood wasn't your typical suburb. We were deep in the heart of the hood. Pimps, prostitutes, drug dealers, and crackheads surrounded us. Navigating through this environment felt like a daily challenge. My home life mirrored the difficult streets. My father left when I was 8, leaving my mom to work 2 jobs just to keep the bills paid. Rap became my escape, a way to liberate myself from the harsh realities around me. One evening, my mom came home with a strange, bright smile that seemed to hide something big. Mom, what's going on? I asked, curious. Close your eyes, she replied, a sparkle in her voice. Just do what I say. Confused but obedient, I shut my eyes. Okay, you can open them now, she said. My heart raced. When I opened my eyes, I couldn't believe it. A brand new 8-track digital Zoom recording studio was right in front of me. I was ecstatic. I leaped up, hugged my mom tightly, and felt overwhelming gratitude. I dashed to my room, eager to explore this treasure. Sitting down with the 8-track, I navigated through the drum machine and digital recorder, feeling excitement bubble inside me. Maybe I can start recording tapes and sell them to help my mom with the bills, I thought, wishfully imagining the possibilities. I dove in, creating beats and rapping over them. The hours melted away as I flowed, losing myself in the rhythm. I stayed up until 5 in the morning, freestyling and perfecting my tracks. Even though I had school the next day, I felt electrified and couldn't stop. Then a thought struck me. My mom had to work tomorrow, so why not skip school? I could make as many tapes as possible and sell them. With renewed motivation, I began recording copies, determined to turn my passion into something meaningful. Each beat brought me closer to a dream, a way to help my mom and maybe, just maybe, break free from this life. The night blended into a blur of music, ambition, and a glimmer of hope that maybe things could get better. Stay tuned for Chapter 6 to watch all episodes in order. Go to my channel. See you there. As morning arrived, and my mom gently woke me up for school before heading off to work. Just 10 minutes later, there was a knock on the door. It was Chuck, excited to walk to school together. I swung open the door, grinning widely. "What's up, man? Why are you smiling?" Chuck asked, curious. "Chuck, you're not gonna believe what my mom just bought me." I couldn't contain my excitement as I led him to my room. When I opened the door, Chuck's jaw dropped, and his eyes widened in disbelief. "Whoa, when did you get this?" "Yesterday," I replied. "Now we can record our own music." I turned to him, my heart racing. "Look, man, I'm skipping school today. I recorded 80 tapes last night. I'm gonna go to the park and sell them for $3 a tape." Chuck's eyes lit up with excitement. "That's genius. I could hardly contain my energy. Right? We could make some serious cash." As I grabbed my backpack, filled with tapes I had recorded last night. "I can't wait for people to hear what we've created." Chuck nodded, pulling his own backpack over his shoulder, ready for action. "Let's do this. We'll turn the park into our own stage." When we arrived at the park, the atmosphere was buzzing with activity. People were chatting, some were playing basketball, and others were just hanging out. We quickly set up a little spot on the grass, propping up a small speaker to blast our beats. "Okay, let's start selling," Chuck said as he began to call out to anyone nearby. "Yo, check it out. We've got fresh original music right here, only $3 a tape." A small crowd started to gather, intrigued by our energy. I took a deep breath, feeling the thrill of performing. "We just recorded these last night. You won't find anything like it." We handed out a couple of samples, and soon enough, people were vibing to the beats we had created. Our passion was infectious, and a few kids even started moving to the rhythm. As the dollars began to pile up, I looked at Chuck, grinning from ear to ear. "This is amazing, man. We're actually doing it." Chuck laughed, excitement radiating from him. "This is just the beginning. We might start a trend or something." As we continued selling, the crowd grew, and cheers filled the air. For the first time, I felt like we were no longer just kids skipping school. We were artists, connecting with people through our music. "Look at us! We're living the dream!" I shouted over the music, and Chuck fist bumped me in celebration. The day felt endless, and as the sun began to set, we counted our earnings. $250 just like we planned, I exclaimed, amazed at how far we'd come in just one day. Chuck looked at me, a beaming smile on his face. "Man, this was the best decision ever. We need to do this again." I agreed wholeheartedly, knowing that this was just the beginning of our musical journey. Today had shown us that we could chase our dreams, and nothing felt more powerful than that. To be continued. As night fell, we couldn't stop talking about what we'd achieved and what was next for us. The excitement of our first sales ignited a fire within us to create even more. Morning